Hello, and welcome back to Satisfactory Outpost in the Desert. We're picking up where we left off, setting up the belts that will deliver the goods from our first train in the receiving section to the storage containers. As soon as I ended the last episode, I had a little bit of an epiphany about how this might work better. And instead of going with 16 groups of 3 for the 16 cars between these first two train stations, 8 each, I thought we'd go with 8 groups and we would stack them on top of each other. So these lower 3 will come from one train station and the upper 3 will come from the other train station. And let's just start filling this out and see how it looks. First we need to set up our poles over at this side. We want to kind of mirror what we've got going on the other side here. I guess it makes sense to finish this and then we'll continue mirroring it. So this will be, these are coming out, right? Yeah, okay. I know it's not hugely important, but I like to square the turns. When possible. It's not possible here, it's too high. Let's try this. Still too steep. Okay. Not perfect, but as good as we can get. Oh, that's gonna be some major clipping there. Maybe we'll be better off just using conveyor lifts. Because when I say clipping, like if we continue this belt forward, this next belt down is going to clip. And that's no good. Alternatively, could we do this? And then move this down without clipping? Oh, we can. Okay, that's what we'll do. Okay. We may even be able to square this off. It's a little bit closer. Yes. Alright. Autosave. Sorry for the hitch. Okay. So if we can square it off, let's square it off. Let's look at the placement. There we go. Two, three, this is 4. here. Okay, this is looking good. And 4 here. I can delete these. Okay. Oh, I hope I have some more encased industrial beams. Running low. Okay, well I've got some more in the base. We'll make a quick jaunt over there. I guess while we're here, we can go ahead and move the space elevator. Let's move the hub as well. This is my one machine that I have automating the encased industrial beams. Looks like it's out of concrete. Fix that. Okay. Let's add a little bit more. Okay. Now we'll get our encased industrial beams. That's enough. Let's deconstruct our space elevator. It's melting away. And we'll take the hub. Really want to take the MAM as well. It's not showing me which resources. I'll get back if I dismantle the MAM. I'm not sure I got any back. That's fine though. We'll take the coupon shop. We're just gonna take all of this stuff. And then we'll replace it all in the new storage hub. They've increased the speed of this little factory cart in the last week or two to make it faster than Blade Runners now. a lot to do. Need to pick up the pace here. So this first level of the transit hub, transit depot, storage depot, whatever it's going to be called. This is just where the hypertubes will all meet from all of our outposts for like personal travel. We're also gonna have the hub here. I'm gonna put the hub. Can I see where the rails are? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put the hub probably right where this power pole is. We'll just reroute that in a second. I don't want to interfere with the rails because, wait, in that place? What clearance am I encroaching? Is the ceiling too low for the hub? Oh no. Well, as I was saying, I didn't want to interfere with the rails because my plan was to cut out a little section here for the cargo freighter to travel. Okay. Something is going on. Okay, but we're good now. A little section for the cargo freighter to travel up through the center of the storage depot. Okay, let's see. We've got plenty of room. Okay, excellent. Looks potentially good. Good enough for now. We can sort the rest of this out later. I'm just going to put these back into the storage hub. Or the storage box. And we're just quickly going to place the MAM just so we don't forget about it. I think I'm going to have all of these like walled off into little rooms, like little glass rooms. Eventually. Have it nice looking, but I haven't planned that out yet. I just want to move everything to the storage depot for now. Since this will be the heart of our network of outposts, really. Oh, I turned the power off. Need to fix that. Okay. Going to the roof now. Where do we want our space elevator? The space elevator is huge, but this roof is so big that it doesn't really matter, right? I'm thinking maybe we center it. Push it a little farther back. Right here. This is really good for now. Maybe the other direction? No, let's do it here. So we're gonna have some storage up here at the top. We're gonna have a few assemblers and manufacturers as well that are making the components we need to feed the space elevator to unlock all those tiers. That's all going to be done up here on this top floor. Now let's go down to the Third floor. What I want to do is take out, I think, this. One more. One more. Okay. Now this may need to be enlarged. We won't know until we unlock Tier 7 and start sending the cargo freighter up again. But we're just creating a little window here for the cargo freighter to travel up through. And if I had railings, or if I had a lot of rods, I would put railings up right now, but I'm short on rods, so that's going to have to wait. I guess we should do the roof as well while we're doing it. Took a few that I didn't mean to. We'll replace those. Okay. Back to the second floor. To finish our train setup. Now that we have the belts. Whenever you're working with train depots, you always want to use your highest capacity belt. Okay. We just lifted that up there so that the train could pass underneath without clipping the belts. Now this is going to be the inner, no, the outer. Well, I guess that's confusing terminology. The belts coming from our receiving station A will be lined up with this this northern stack of conveyor poles, and then the belts from station B will wrap around, and there'll be this inner stack of conveyor poles. Now you can see that one is 5 high and one is 4, and there is a reason for that. And the reason is, as it so often is clipping. We have to avoid the belts clipping each other. Okay. Let's see. Kind of forgot what I was doing here. Okay. It's going to the top. So let's add more storage containers. Okay, I got it. This... Did I feed it to the lower? Okay, I did. Now I wonder... If I feed it to the upper, does it still clip? Yeah, still clips, okay. So this is definitely necessary. I think the upper still looks a little bit better. Although... Yeah, it needs to be the lower, more consistency. The lower rungs won't be able to reach the upper. I'm actually not sure. Well, we'll just see if this works or not. Likely I should have done a little bit more testing here between episodes. Okay. Did I square those edges off? It looks like I did pretty well, yeah. So let's try to do the same over here. Okay. Four poles. No clipping. Three poles. Autosave. And then two poles here. Yeah, that'll work fine. So all of the products that are being delivered by this receiving A will be on the top row of storage containers. And then once we've got a train B set up, it will wrap around to this row, and this row will be right here. It will all fill up the bottom row. Now we just need to add our connecting belts. So that all of these storage containers are being filled. Got a nice supply of products. And then once we're at this point, this is the final row of storage containers, the ones that will be ultimately filled first, or completely filled first. We'll take this, put it here, and the output from the lower storage container, which has a different product from train B, there. And then both of these can be lifted up to the third floor for transport to other outposts by the shipping trains, not the receiving trains. Okay, those belts are all done. Let's finish these over here. I guess we need to... This is taking up a little more time than I wanted, but there's no helping it. Okay, let's see if this is square here. I'll use the lower. Looks like I might need one more. There we go, that's better. Okay, so it's 2 spaces on this side. Yep. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, what's the best way to do this? I guess we'll just try to mirror it. Yeah, we'll go up. So each product will enter from the lowest rung. All right. Okay, I guess we'll go up here. It's 8. I'm really blowing through these belts. Or these encased industrial beams. Nope. Okay, that power pole is really unfortunate. We'll fix that later for clipping. 5, 6, 7, 8. belts. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, nice. More. 5. 5. Okay, we need more beams. One more quick trip back and we'll finish this up. Let's just grab all of the beams. Definitely need to rework the hypertubes. We're gonna need hypertubes just like running from the edge of this storage hub to the elevator shaft. The platform is just too big. Nope. Guess alternatively I could just have like an entire fleet of these factory carts. Okay. Let's just grab them all. Did I have any stored here? Nope. Okay. Back to the storage depot. Performance is not that great in this cart. A bit of hitching, the same hitching you see in the hypertubes, but even more in the cart. Maybe because the trajectory isn't planned, fixed. Alright, that only cost us 2 minutes. Yeah, I think we need to use the single-sided power attachments so that you don't see the little nubs sticking out on the outside of the factory unless they're actually needed. I meant to get some rods too to put up the rails, but I can do that between episodes, not a big deal. Okay, let's finish these belts and then get this train moving. No, this is the train A is the stack with 5, so that we can avoid clipping. So this first rung of the conveyor belts is unused. Okay. Alright, so now every freight car in train A is matched with a corresponding set of 3 industrial storage containers on the upper row of this storage array here. That's enough for now. We'll handle the actual transfer of the components to the 3rd floor for the shipping in a future episode. Will we? Yeah. Maybe we'll do 1 storage container because 1 is going to be relevant. Let's go up to the 3rd floor. We've already got the train set up there, right? Yeah. Or the station, rather. We don't have, is this, so what I need to do is figure out, it's not one of the first 4. It'll be, I think it's just the very last, which is convenient. So this is coming up here. Double wall. I'm pretty sure it was a 1 over like this. And they'll be opposite on this floor. On the lower floor, they were facing this way with the outputs toward the wall. On this floor, the outputs will be towards the train. Okay, and of course, amount of pipes. I've got more nearby. And they alternate. Okay. So the upper is on the west side. Let's maintain that. This will go down to the lower row. Just trying to look through the floor there to align it properly. Out of iron rods, or iron plates, of course. Alright, well, we'll pick this up in the next episode. In the meantime, let's go back down and get that train moving. We can at least get the iron depot started, the iron depot section. It could actually, the train will actually bring us iron plates and iron rods, if it's set up correctly, right? Okay, receiving A, let's go to the timetable. We'll name this the receiving A locomotive. It's gonna have 2 stops for now. Well, apparently didn't rename the Iron Outpost station. So let's go manually to the Iron Outpost and rename it so we know what we're dealing with here. This is kind of hard. When you're doing it manually, you have to really hold the direction keys to hit these switches. Actually, maybe do I need to get out and flip it manually? Yeah, I do. There we go. Forgot about that. Okay. Need to flip that switch as well. The switches are automated once you've got the route set up, but when you're driving manually, you need to hop out of the train and flip the switch yourself. Okay. Here we go. So let's remove just a few foundations. I've got a lot of pillars to place still. I'll get to it. We're in an exciting part of the game here. I've been moving forward with this progress. And we've been waiting to get these trains connected for a long time. There's just a lot to do when you're playing solo, man. This is the worst time for an out-of-save pitch. You can hold down the space bar to make those little, like, air catcher brakes pop out. I assume that's what it's doing, air resistance. Okay. Vinray, it's not very helpful, right? This needs to be the Iron Outpost. Now in our timetable, next step will be Iron Outpost. I have no idea what talent is. And receiving A. Autopilot on. We'll close the window. So if we've done this correctly, why is this? Okay. I guess it's going to make the loop. I was like, why is it accelerating so quickly? This is going to look really cool once we've got 8 trains speeding around this factory. I mean, more than 8, really. It'll be, I don't know, probably 10 or 12. Counting, it'll be 8 trains, entering and exiting the storage depot, but then there will also be trains that just travel from one outpost directly to another if their components aren't needed anywhere else. Hopefully we'll see the train on the far track soon as it exits the receiving A station. I see a train moving on my compass there. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. All right. This is going to look really cool. Oh, I bet Talon is the other, is what will be receiving B. Like this, Talon is probably receiving B. Probably start labeling these stations as soon as I set them up, just so it's less confusing. Okay, now we should be slowing down. Okay, we are. We'll dock, we'll fill up with iron products. Okay. And this confirms that you don't need empty platforms for the freight cars that extend beyond the station. You can just save yourself the resources and just lay some track down. Here we go. It's really hitching poorly. It seems like it's mostly the car that I'm on too. Well, early access, this will all be fixed. Oh, should have saw that coming. And there are the sparks as the train slows down or takes a turn. Okay. Now these should start unloading. Nice. So the next thing, the next big project here, I said was heavy modular frames, but in order to create heavy modular frames, we need encased industrial beams to be automated. We haven't done that yet. So we'll be making encased industrial beams in the limestone outpost where we're making concrete. That means we need to deliver, whoa, scary. We need to deliver steel beams from the steel outpost to the limestone outpost. But we're not going to do it directly. We'll bring the steel beams that's actually a good point. Should we bring them directly? Let's consider. You know, I think what we'll do is we will take the steel beam. Let's try that. We'll take the steel beams from the steel outpost to the limestone outpost, and then I'm sure that we're making more steel beams. I know that we are. We're making more steel beams than the limestone outpost will need for encased industrial beams. So the excess will be delivered here to the storage depot. Let's see how that works. Let's grab our railway here. And we're going to use the same train the iron outpost is using. So I've got the rail set up. Don't have a lot of time here. But what we can do is I think we can quickly go and set up our assemblers for limestone production, or for encased industrial beam production at the limestone outpost, and then next episode we will modify our receiving A train to travel to the steel and limestone outposts. Like, now that I'm thinking about this, you could go either way, right? You could go from the steel depot to the receiving level of the storage depot, and then take the steel beams up to the shipping level and ship them from there to the limestone depot. But I think it may just be better, because these two outposts are so close to each other just to go directly from one to the other and have the, because we know that we're making more steel beams than we need for encased industrial beams, the excess, I believe, will still fill up the train depots at the receiving level of the storage hub. This is a much bigger train network than I've used in previous playthroughs, so I'm kind of learning while I go here. So this is the second level of the limestone outpost. We just need I think I said 8 assemblers. We'll use half of our total concrete production. So, that's super easy. It's 4 on one side, 4 on another. Let's see, we're going to be using this is the thing, which half of the concrete do we want to use? Because we need to figure out, or we need to decide where the concrete's coming up. I've already got a little train station set up on the roof here that will handle it. This is the end. Okay. So let's use this half. And there's really not a great place to bring it up, is there? Because honestly, yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that. Wall, single. Top down. So we can just get rid of these 2 storage containers now, since we don't need it. All of the production of this southern half of concrete will be devoted to encased industrial beams. Let's get a conveyor lift. Our floor. Now the other component here, encased industrial beams, it's just concrete and steel beams. So steel beams will be on this last train car here. But we can, just run it over to right here. It's fine. We'll belt it over. This will be 3 windows and a wall. I forgot that we were out of steel plates or iron plates. I didn't collect any. Yikes. How much time do we have? Okay. We'll run and get some really quickly. One thing to consider is that as we start connecting these outposts with train depots, our power requirements are going to start jumping pretty considerably because a lot of these machines have been dormant as their storage containers were full, and now all of their contents are being whisked away to the storage depot, which means that these assemblers and constructors will kick back online, and then the smelters below them will kick back online, and the miners will kick back online, and the power grid will start climbing. We're only at 2300 right now. That's fine. Another thing to consider with our power grid is that the way that the refineries work now, right? Like, we're making turbo fuel from a byproduct of heavy oil residue, and each of those refineries, even the ones that have like the heavy oil residue as a primer product, they all have byproducts. And if like the primary products of plastic and rubber, or the byproducts of polymer resin, if they reach capacity and they have no place to be stored, then you're not making heavy oil residue anymore. And if you're not making heavy oil residue, then you're not making turbo fuel. And if you're not making turbo fuel, then your fuel generator shut off and your power grid collapses. So occasionally, just like every 30 minutes, every hour, I'll have to run out to the, not 30 minutes, yeah, I'd say every hour or two, I'll have to run out to the oil outpost and just like either place more storage containers or delete some of the stock of, rubber, and that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, it is. Of rubber and plastic, just so we continue to make the heavy oil residue that we need. Okay. So this is interesting. And I haven't done this before, where the the concrete's coming out from the ground floor, but the steel beams are coming down from the roof. Okay, cool. So steel beams will be in the last freight platform there. Let's go back down. We hit an hour, but I'm going to quickly throw up these assemblers. And, we've got a lot more room here than we need. Honestly, we could do this. I think there's enough room. Let's see. Oh yeah, plenty of room. So let's center it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is this really 11 long? Yeah, 11. Cool. Okay. We have plenty of room, so we don't need to crowd ourselves. Whoa. Deleted some floor there. Okay, so these 8 assemblers will be devoted to encased industrial beams. That's, I think it's 6 per minute. Let's check the recipe. 6 per minute. So it's 48 per minute. It's not a lot, but I think it should be fine. Let's see how many manufacturers we can support with 48 encased industrial beams per minute. Heavy modular frames require, okay, less than 10 per minute. So maybe 5. Definitely 4, which is good. And because 4 will produce at a rate of more than 10 per minute, and that's usually my goal, is for like in-game products is at least 10 per minute. Okay, this is a good place to end the episode. Things are starting to pick up now. Our factory is, all of these remote outposts are going to quickly be connected. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Smash the like button, and I'll see everyone after the break.